The land of Iraq, ancient Mesopotamia, is where writing was born, where the first laws were carved into stone, and where gods once walked among mortals. But beneath this gilded history lies a society suspended between ancient divinity and modern devastation. It is a place where history isn't just remembered, it is lived, breathed, and buried beneath layers of trauma. Here, children play atop the ruins of ziggurats, and women walk veiled in silence as monuments to forgotten queens crumble into dust. Iraq is a paradox, a nation of immeasurable dignity plagued by systemic despair. In this land, the extraordinary is ordinary, and the grotesque coexists with the divine. The cemetery larger than cities. In Najaf, you don't visit the dead, you live among them. Here lies Wadi al-Salam, or the Valley of Peace, the largest cemetery in the world. Spanning over 1,400 acres, it houses more than 5 million graves. It is not just a final resting place. It is a sacred industry. Every day, funeral processions from Iran, Lebanon, Pakistan, and across Iraq march through its labyrinthine alleyways, seeking proximity to Imam Ali, cousin of the Prophet Muhammad. They believe this nearness will ease their passage into paradise. Families spend thousands of dollars to secure a burial spot, and a black market flourishes in the shadows of the tombstones. Land disputes over grave plots erupt into violence. Here, even in death, there is hierarchy. The temporary bride, mata, and the unspoken market. In the city of Karbala, whispers travel faster than bullets. Beneath the ornate domes of sacred shrines, a transaction as old as sin unfolds. It is called mata, a temporary marriage permitted in Shia Islam, ostensibly for companionship. But in practice, it has become a veil for religiously sanctioned exploitation. For some women, especially widows of war or displaced refugees, mata is not a choice, it is survival. They are married for a few hours, paid a small sum, and discarded. This occurs with religious blessings, legal documents, and no repercussions. Some men engage in this practice weekly. Some clerics offer matchmaking services. The line between sacred and sordid is blurred into oblivion. Women without names. In rural Iraq, a woman's name is considered shameful. At weddings, her identity is concealed. On invitations, she is referred to only as the daughter of, or the wife of. In some families, even saying a woman's name aloud is a cause for dishonor. This practice has roots in tribal codes of honor, where a woman's individuality is erased in the name of purity. Even in death, her gravestone may not bear her name. She is remembered only in relation to a man. This anonymity is not respect, it is erasure. It is silence masquerading as virtue. The honor killings that justice forgot. They call it cleansing shame with blood. In Iraq, particularly in tribal regions, honor killings remain a haunting reality. If a woman is suspected of engaging in an affair, or even talking to a man, her family may feel compelled to restore honor by killing her. Legal loopholes allow perpetrators to walk free. The law often treats such murders as misdemeanors, provided the killer claims it was done in the name of honor. The girl's life becomes a footnote. The family grieves publicly, not for her death, but for her disgrace. Some girls, raped by their own relatives, are later murdered to protect the family name. Others are forced into suicide. Justice, in these cases, is not blind, it is absent. Children of the gun. In the bombed-out alleys of Mosul and Fallujah, childhood ends at birth. Boys as young as 7 play with replica AK-47s, mimicking the militias they see daily. Toy stores sell plastic rifles in every color. In some households, children are taught to disassemble real weapons by age 10. Militarization is not just a threat, it is a way of life. Birthdays are celebrated with gunfire into the sky, a tradition that kills dozens annually. Here, the lullabies are broken by distant drone strikes. These children do not dream of superheroes. They dream of surviving. Coffee and curses. In Basra, an ancient urban legend persists, the tale of Kawat al-Lana, the cursed coffee. If a man proposes to a woman and is rejected, he may visit her home with a cup of coffee. If she drinks it, it is believed that a chain of misfortunes will befall her family. Some say it's superstition. Others swear their crops failed, their relatives fell ill, and their fortunes collapsed after the cursed coffee was served. Such beliefs are remnants of Mesopotamian folklore, where magic and revenge were part of divine law. In Iraq, curses are as feared as bullets. The disappeared genders. While Iraq has no official laws protecting LGBTQ+ individuals, a hidden community exists. In Baghdad, secret coffee cafes that double as safe houses host men dressed as women, trans Iraqis, and queer youth. Entry requires passwords, trust, and sometimes bribery. Inside, there is laughter, music, poetry. But outside, there is danger. Militias and extremist groups conduct vigilante executions. In some cities, people are kidnapped, tortured, and killed simply for looking effeminate. Government silence equals complicity. For many, survival means hiding. In a cruel twist, some young men dress as women not to express identity, but to avoid military conscription. Invisibility becomes the only armor. Blood on the streets, Ashura's crimson river. Every year during Ashura, the streets of Iraq turn red, not with paint, but with real human blood. Shia Muslims commemorate the martyrdom of Imam Hussein by flagellating themselves with chains, blades, and swords. Boys as young as 5 join their fathers, crying out in religious ecstasy as they beat their bare backs with iron tools. Rivers of blood flood the pavement. Paramedics stand ready with bandages, not protest signs. To outsiders, it may look grotesque. But to participants, it is a sacred act of mourning, resistance, and love. Faith here is not a private affair, it is a public sacrifice. The vanishing brides. In the aftermath of ISIS, thousands of Yazidi and Christian girls were abducted, raped, and sold across Iraq and Syria. But even after liberation, many could not return home. Their own communities rejected them, branding them unclean. Some committed suicide. Others vanished into refugee camps or fled abroad. Iraq's post-war recovery includes a generation of invisible women, traumatized and silenced. Even now, in Baghdad's underworld, there are girls as young as 11 being sold into marriage under religious loopholes. They become wives for a day, victims of a theology twisted into trafficking. The stone remembers. Iraq is a land where every stone whispers a story, of gods, of tyrants, of revolutions, of daughters lost to honor, of mothers buried without names. It is a place where the lines between faith and fear, power and pain, sanctity and sin are forever blurred. And yet, the people endure. Women teach in underground schools. Artists paint in the rubble. Poets write verses on prison walls. The spirit of Iraq, though cracked and bleeding, refuses to break. Here, even the silence is sacred. Even the shadows carry history. To walk through Iraq is to walk through the bones of civilization. And if you listen closely enough, you can still hear the voices of those who dared to live.